Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back. You found it. This is Daily Dose Radio, your only gluten-free Bible study on the interweb. Daily Dose Radio, we're serving it up hot and fresh every day. So come on in, sit down. It's what we like to call the Bible Bistro. Come in and have a cup, and let's enjoy some dainties today. We have it here in verses 3 through 5. The voice of the Lord now becomes our subject. Again, remember that our entire perspective here is heaven looking down. We look in and hear the call to worship for the angels. Ascribe to the Lord, O ye angels, ye sons of God. And we have that in verses 1 and 2. Their worship now is happening. Verses 3, 4, and 5, we're still in heaven, and now we're going to see something else. Not the angels worshiping, but now we turn our attention to something else because we hear something from the throne. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. And that word, that phrase, the voice of the Lord, occurs 7 different times. Here, let's see. I have it translated once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. I have it 8 times here in this psalm. So it's a prominent, probably the main theme or feature of this particular psalm. We have ascribe in verses 1 and 2, and the voice of the Lord all the way down into verse 9. So very important. And as I said, we turn our attention from the angels worshiping now to the throne as we hear the thunder. The voice of the Lord is often compared to thunder, that it's independent of man. Man has nothing to do with it. It sounds across the entire heavens. It rolls from one place to the other. Often the voice of the Lord is illustrated by thunder. But notice that in verse 3 we begin someplace unique, and someplace we've been before. Let me read 3 through 5. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord is upon the many waters. The voice of the Lord is strong. The voice of the Lord is splendid. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. So here we have the voice of the Lord described very nicely for us in these 2-3 verses. God thunders, the God of glory. So thunder and glory now are being compared. And remember, I said yesterday, that word glory, that's one of those 2 words that we're going to find throughout. It's that thread that goes all the way through the tapestry of Psalm 29. The God of glory thunders. But I said that we're going to start in a place that's familiar to us. Look at what I said. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. Now, upon the waters takes us back to creation when the Spirit of God hovered over the waters, and then God said, "Let there be light." So the voice of the Lord is upon the waters at creation, and no doubt those words must have thundered as he spoke them. And what happened? Light happened. And so then God divided the light from the darkness. So the God of glory thunders, and then we have the Lord is upon many waters. Here I think we need to think about waters as the nations of men, because if you go to the book of Revelation, you'll find that so many things, the beast and other creatures that are prophesied in the book of Revelation, come out of the sea or the waters. Those waters represent humankind. And so I think perhaps what we have here is not only the voice of the Lord in creation, but we have the voice of the Lord amongst the nations of men. He is speaking. I wonder who's listening. The voice of the Lord is strong. The voice of the Lord is splendid, or you could translate that beautiful. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. Now here's the strength of the voice demonstrated. Not only do we conceptually speak of it as strong and splendid, but in reality, simply the voice of the Lord can break the strong cedars of Lebanon. That's how powerful his voice is. And no doubt can break the power of canceled sin. Hey, join me again tomorrow, would you? We're going to look at some more about the voice of the Lord in verses 6 and 7 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.